When it comes to Black Hollywood, one of the most well-known names is director Spike Lee. He's the man responsible for movies like Do the Right Thing, Jungle Fever, and Malcolm X. What many don't realize is Spike has a very strong woman who has been in his corner for many years. Tanya Lewis Lee has not only been by Spike's side throughout his career, but she has a pretty impressive resume of her own. Here's the truth about their love story.
Feeling hungry? Head over to rrgsnacks.com to purchase a bag of our gourmet popcorn. Available in several flavors. Now you can enjoy our super messy videos all while getting your grub on. Use code POPPIN20 to receive 20% off your first order.
Tanya Lewis grew up in an elite and wealthy family. Her mother was part of the Lynx, an exclusive and influential organization for Black women, and her father was the highest-ranking Black executive at Philip Morris during his 34-year career. Her parents stressed the importance of getting a good education, so after receiving her bachelor's degree, Tanya went on to graduate from the University of Virginia School of Law. She worked as a corporate lawyer for a few years and had a solid career. In 1992, Tanya's father insisted she attend that year's Congressional Black Caucus to represent their family. So she headed out to the event, which was taking place at the Washington Convention Center. And that's where she met the love of her life. Tanya was going up the stairs when she noticed a man who was going down the escalator. It was Spike, and he was with another woman. Tanya told New York Mag, "He was with a date, of course. Some women would have no respect, but I did." Thankfully for Tanya, Spike circled back around and approached her. He proceeded to give her the third degree and asked her what she did for a living, who she was with at the event, and asked her whether or not she had a boyfriend. Tanya said that once she told him she was single and hadn't met the right guy, Spike did a little shimmy right there in front of her. They exchanged information, and on their first date, Spike took her to a launch party for Madonna's risque book about intimacy. Despite their unconventional first date, Tanya said Spike was really ready to commit and settle down. Not long after, Spike invited her to his home in Oak Bluffs, a vacation destination on Martha's Vineyard for wealthy African Americans. Tanya agreed to go, but as their relationship progressed, her parents grew more and more concerned. Tanya told New York Mag her parents didn't want her to marry someone in the entertainment industry, but nothing and no one could keep Tanya and Spike apart as they bonded over their love for eclectic clothing and artwork. In October 1993, after only a year of dating, Spike and Tanya became husband and wife during a private ceremony in New York. At the time of their wedding, Tanya said her parents still weren't pleased with their new son-in-law. They came from two different worlds, and after becoming Tanya's husband, Spike was introduced to a world that many people never gain access to. He was suddenly a part of an elite family with a prestigious background. However, Spike was reluctant to go all in. According to New York Magazine, when it was time to attend the annual gala for the Studio Museum in Harlem, Tanya brought her parents instead of her new husband. Tanya admitted that it was difficult to get Spike comfortable with being around people and events that were catering to high Black society. As Spike tried to warm up to different aspects of Tanya's lifestyle, he was bringing her further into his world. Tanya told Goop website she had dreams of writing and producing television programs, but neither she nor her parents felt it was the appropriate career for her. Once Spike came into her life, he encouraged her to pursue her passion. With his help and support, Tanya began brushing up on her writing skills. After connecting with a friend who worked at Nickelodeon, Tanya began working on small projects for the network. Despite their busy careers, Spike and Tanya decided to expand their family. Their daughter Satchel was born in 1994. Tanya told Coveteur that after giving birth, she realized there weren't enough books that featured kids that looked like her daughter. So she and Spike teamed up and wrote a few children's books together. The books went on to sell more than 1 million copies. In 1997, she gave birth to their son, Jackson. Tanya took more time to focus on raising their children, while Spike continued directing and producing films. Even though his career often took him away from home, Spike told New York Mag he always made sure to call his children several times a day and would take time off to spend quality time with them. The Lees will celebrate 28 years of marriage in 2021, but Tanya admits married life hasn't always been easy. One source of conflict is Spike's non-stop work schedule, and finding middle ground is an ongoing struggle for them. One way they are able to spend time together is by working on their collaborations, such as the 6-part series on Nickelodeon called Miracles Boys. And in 2017, after Netflix picked up Spike's 1986 movie She's Gotta Have It and transformed it into a multi-part series, he asked for Tanya's help. While Spike handled the directing portion, Tanya helped develop the female lead character into a more modern version. Not only are Spike and Tanya successful, but they've set the bar for their children as well. He and his wife are open with their children about issues that are going on in the world, so their dinner conversations are always a time for the four of them to have deep discussions. Their style of parenting has made their children more grounded and cultured. Their daughter graduated from Spike's alma mater, New York University, and now works as the creative director of Drome, a queer platform created for marginalized voices. She also writes and produces promotional material for Def Jam, MTV, and designer brands like Gucci and Coach. As for their son, he is involved in various projects, from acting to filmmaking to designing sneakers for Nike. And in 2021, Jackson and Satchel were the first siblings of color to be chosen as Golden Globe ambassadors. Now that their children are older, Tanya has jumped right back into her career. She launched a supplement company called Movida Organicas. She also co-founded a production company and has continued to make programs for Disney and Nickelodeon, but has also worked on more mature projects, such as a documentary that details the legacy of Brown versus the Board of Education. With his entire family thriving, Spike told BET all the credit goes to his beautiful wife for raising their beautiful, creative, and talented children. He summed up his feelings for Tanya by telling Hip Hollywood, "I'm a lucky man, lucky and blessed." We wish Spike, Tanya, and their family nothing but the best. Let us know your thoughts on Spike and Tanya's marriage, and thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.